Hello, everyone, and welcome to our live broadcast. Today, we are going to be talking about using intermittent fasting to lose weight in 2021. But before we get started on today's topic, I want to explain how these live broadcasts work. We have a lot of new followers here on Facebook and subscribers here on YouTube. So I wanted to just break down how we conduct these live broadcasts. So I like to coach a topic that has come up in our community, maybe over the past week or so, and bring that to a teachable kind of conversation here in our community. So I usually take about 10 or 15 minutes to do that. And then I open up the floor for anyone who would like to get some live coaching or get their questions answered based on the topic that we covered. So our videos are scheduled to go about 30 minutes long. The first 10 or 15 minutes are me coaching. The last part is our community conversation. So if you feel like 30 minutes is too much for you to invest in, please feel free to jump off anytime that you feel like you've got what you came here for. But before you go, I always ask that you please leave a comment so that I know that you passed through. Welcome to all of our new members of our community. We love having you here. My name is Diane. I am your fasting mindset coach. I have a certification in exercise nutrition as well as a certified running coach. And I've also spent about 30 years in this online space with women and teaching them how to really utilize nutrition and fitness and mindset to create their most authentic life. And we really do make decisions here in this community so that we can show up every day looking and feeling our best and doing that in our most authentic way. So welcome. If you're jumping on with us on YouTube, I always like to ask you to please hit that subscribe button. Make sure that you hit that thumbs up and like button as well. That way I know that you are resonating with the information that I am using as a teachable moment here today. And if you're catching us on Facebook, I always ask the same. Please make sure that you are following the page and that you have hit that like button as well. Here in this community, the more we like, the more we comment, the more we share, the more visible we become, and the more women we can help. So like I said, my name is Diane. I am your fasting mindset coach, and I really am focusing in this year of 2021 on helping women create a mindset where we put ourselves first and make decisions that really will allow us to show up as our best self. We can get nutrition information anywhere and everywhere. We know that. And oftentimes we feel emotionally and mentally overloaded by all the information that we receive because one person is going to say this and you can find a whole nother person that's going to contradict what you just heard. So I really like to encourage women to think for themselves and to consider the information that they are researching and ask a very simple question. How does this apply to me? And will this allow me to look and feel my best and live my most authentic life? And then I just ask you to implement and experiment and adjust as needed. But today we're going to talk about using intermittent fasting to lose weight in 2021. If we learned anything from 2020, it is that we can have the most well thought out plan and we can have what seems to be the best approach to what it is we're shooting to do for ourselves in our life. And then something can come along and completely throw us off track. And if I can give any advice to anyone out there who is starting off a new year with goals to make some big changes for themselves, the one thing that I want you to really consider before you jump into making changes or before you invest in something that's promising to help you get a certain result is that you've thought about your life in its entirety. You thought about the lifestyle that you want to live, the customs and courtesies that you like to live by, and what really does bring you joy in your life. If you're using something like intermittent fasting to specifically lose weight within a certain time frame, and the weight doesn't come off the way you anticipate that it should, or the way you think that it should, or the way that you've been promised that it should, then I promise you, you will jump off the wagon just as quickly as you jumped onto the wagon. And intermittent fasting can really do so many things for us, especially for us aging women, that goes so far beyond losing weight. And oftentimes what happens when you're frustrated as an aging woman, someone who's going through these hormonal changes that we all do at this stage in life, is that the weight loss is generally the thing that happens last. And most people won't tell you that. The weight loss is the end result of you building consistency over time with taking care of yourself. we end up so frustrated and oftentimes broken down and so sickly as aging women because we have not been taking care of ourselves, or we don't know how to take care of ourselves in a new season. We're always relying on the things that we have done in the past, and those have often been very quick fixes. I know I've relied on those as well. And as we start to age and as things start to become out of balance because things are adjusting and we're not adjusting with those changes, that's when we really start to feel this frustration and we start to see the things that we're not happy with. And eventually we break down. We end up with autoimmune disorders and diabetic states and foggy brains and just a lack of confidence in ourselves and how we are showing up. So I want you to think about, if you've set out this new year to use intermittent fasting to just lose weight in this new year, I want you to consider a bigger picture. I want you to consider the long haul and some of the benefits that intermittent fasting is going to do for you before the weight loss happens. And if you're not thinking about these things and you're only fixating on that number that you hope to see on the scale when you step on it every single day, and that's not happening, then you're going to miss some of the key benefits. And some of those key benefits are reduction of inflammation, anti-aging benefits, clearing up a foggy brain, helping improve your memory, better sleep, more energy, more confidence, reducing things like sugar-related diseases. All of those things are going to happen before you notice a change in what happens when you put your feet on the scale. And I want you to start focusing on those things and really paying attention to the advice that you're getting and the things that you're implementing and the result that you're getting. If you're not feeling better, if you're not more energized, if you're not sleeping better, if you're not noticing a reduction in inflammation in your body, if you're not noticing that your clothes are feeling better, if you're not noticing just how much more energy and confidence you have in your day, then you're focusing on the wrong end result with intermittent fasting, and you'll quit before you see the result that you're hoping for, which is weight loss. I can tell you now, after coaching, I think it's over 6,000 women in our Intermittent Fasting for Today's Aging Women course, that the weight loss will come, but it takes time to get our hormones balanced out. We now know, because there are enough people who are proving how intermittent fasting is working for us as women, that it's no longer a calories in and a calories out scenario. It really is an opportunity for us to utilize the things that we have in storage and really focus on the body chemistry reactions that happen when we enter into our feasting state. So if your goal is to lose weight with the tool of intermittent fasting, or the lifestyle that you're going to create with intermittent fasting this year, I want you to think about the broader picture. I want you to think about those other benefits that intermittent fasting is going to provide for you, which will be the long haul benefits that we all hope for as we're going through this aging process, and focus on those as your wins. The weight loss will come with time and consistency. Most often, women quit right before the time and consistency can take effect. So stick with it. Focus on the other benefits of intermittent fasting, and I promise you, you will get all the results that you're hoping for in this new year. The thing that I really want to emphasize also with intermittent fasting, and one of the things that I was really hopeful for when I started this community, we're going on our 5th year now of talking about intermittent fasting for us as aging women, was that I was hoping more people would come forward, and I was hoping more people would talk about the benefits of intermittent fasting for aging women. And that hope did come true. Everyone is talking about intermittent fasting. Everyone is talking now about how it can benefit women. The downside of so many more people talking about this, and to us in this community that we have as aging women, is that there's so many more variations and so many more guidelines about what works and what doesn't work. And again, I want to go back to what I said when I first started speaking to you today, and that is, I want you to start thinking for you. Does the advice that you're hearing, or does the advice that someone is giving to you, make sense for you? How does that fit into your life? And are you getting the results that you were promised or that you were hoping for? And if you're not, I want to encourage you to keep looking, keep researching, keep implementing, and keep experimenting, because there are ways that intermittent fasting can work for you and can reap all the benefits that I just explained to you. But I want to make sure that you are not just believing that it has to be one way or the highway. It has to be your way, and you deserve the opportunity to create that way for yourself. And that's exactly what we talk about here in this community when we share our stories, or when I come live here and coach you on some of the things that we have going on in our community. So that's about the time I have for sharing what I like to coach to you as your intermittent fasting coach. Now I want to open the floor to any questions or comments that you guys have. I have missed you guys so much. I did need to take some time off to kind of reset myself and really figure out where I was going to go with this community moving forward. And I am really going to focus on fasting mindset and what it is we need to do as women to make sure that we are making the decisions to take care of ourselves as we're going through this aging process. And of course, we'll talk about nutrition, and of course, we're going to talk about fitness, and we're going to talk about all the other things as well. But I want you to know that if you don't have your mindset right about what it is that you are saying that you want for yourself in your life moving forward, then I promise you, you will continually feel disappointed in the results that you're not getting, and you will feel like it is your fault. It is not your fault. You just aren't thinking about what it is you want in the right way that will yield you the results that you're hoping for. So we're going to be working on that this season for sure. So let me welcome everyone. Like I said, I've missed you guys. I have seen a lot of you in my, we did do an intermittent fasting course in December, and I've seen a lot of you in our midlife mindset shift course. So for those of you who have been in classes, it's so good to have you back with us live as well. Sid, so good to have you with us here. Girlfriend, Michelle, hello. Starla, I've missed you too. Karen, hello. Cindy, hello. Diane, hello. Cheryl, good afternoon to you too. Hello. I think it's Luke from Ontario. Happy New Year to you too, Debbie. Congrats on 5 years. Yeah, I know. Crazy, right? 5 years ago, I sat here in this same room and talked to you guys about how I was just diagnosed as a pre-diabetic. I was 47, 48, almost maybe 49 at the time. If I do the math, it's probably about 49. I've been doing this lifestyle for almost 7 years now. When I did get the diagnosis as a pre-diabetic, when I was a health and fitness coach, when I was eating 1,200 calories a day, when I was exercising my life away, all of the things that I was doing that I was told was correct to do in the health and fitness industry and teaching other people to do was actually making me sick as I was going through perimenopause and into menopause. So if that is the situation you're finding yourself in, I can tell you now, as an almost 55-year-old woman, I'll be 55 in May, that I am truly feeling like I am looking and feeling my best and living my most authentic life. And despite all the struggles that 2020 brought us all, I can confidently sit here and tell you on January 4th, 2021, that the lifestyle that I have created for myself and that I am very, very committed to, I really credit to helping me get through probably one of the most difficult years I have ever lived through. And that's really what I want you guys to encourage you to work on as well, creating a lifestyle that will stand the test of time and really help you get through life's circumstances and the things that end up rearing their ugly head and feel almost unmanageable if you have the right mindset about the choices that you make to take care of you. And we start to learn how to use food in the correct way. And we start to really learn how to make decisions that will serve us beyond a stressful situation, that you can come out of a very unimaginably horrible situation and feel like you survived it and that you have a new set of skills that you can carry on with. And that's really what we're going to be focusing on this year as well. Julie, hello, girlfriend. It's good to see you. JC, welcome back. Thank you so much, girlfriend. It's good to be back. Kathy, I'm watching from Missouri. Well, girlfriend, what's the weather like in Missouri? Donna, hello. And then, of course, we have our, let's see who else we have here. Danny's good to have you with us. Lauren is from Maine. Hope, happy new year. G Lo, I think it is. Rodriguez, love you. Thank you so much. We have someone from Norway, but I'm sorry, I can't pronounce your name. Ellie from California. Janine, it's so great to have you back online with us. Yeah, girlfriend, I have missed you guys, but I really did need to take a mental break for myself for sure and really kind of figure out where it is we wanted to go moving forward with this community, because I truly do believe that the success that we have with intermittent fasting has nothing to do with a diet, has nothing to do with a meal plan. It has nothing to do with nutrition in the general scope of things. I think it really does have to do with each one of us as individual women figuring out food for ourselves, so that when we are in a crunch, or when we have a stressful situation, or when we're feeling beat up or torn down, or something in life happens that we weren't expecting it to happen, we will not turn to food as the fix. We will turn to what we know works for us. And so that is really what we're going to be working on a lot here as well. Sid, curious about the Facebook live chats. You have another one tomorrow at 1 that's different from this one, right? The chat on Wednesday is the same topic as this. I'm committing to this, and I want to pay attention and not miss out on the live chats. Okay, I'll explain how our week's going to go in just a second, Sid, but thank you for bringing that up. Lisa, good to have you with us. And then Mary Ann from Ontario, Canada, good to have you with us as well. So I'm going to put in the comment section how you guys can get on my email list as well. I'm going to be sharing a lot more in email also, and really reserve our time in social media for live coaching and topics like this today. So Mondays and Wednesdays at 3 p.m. Central Standard Time is when we're going to talk about our intermittent fasting lifestyle and our mindset around creating this lifestyle for ourselves. And on Tuesdays at 1 p.m. Central Standard Time on Instagram, we're going to have a whole nother area of things that we talk about in the month of January. And for the month of December, we have been talking about goal setting, and I've been training you guys on how to set goals so that you can actually achieve them in this new year. And then every month we'll have a different topic of conversation that we'll meet and talk about on Tuesday. So for January, it will be goal setting, and I have a goal setting SMART goal workbook that you can get in the link in my bio on Instagram as well. So if that will help you figure out your schedule. And then Sid, for us on Thursdays at 7 p.m. we do our midlife mindset shift coach training as well. Jackie from the Bahamas, girlfriend, it's good to have you as well. And then Renee, happy new year. So if you guys have any questions, maybe about kicking back up intermittent fasting in this new year, maybe you took a little break from it. If you have any questions about fasting in general, or maybe your mindset about some of the things you have looking forward to going into the new year, I would love to answer them for you while we're here. Marianne, we are in lockdown again for the month. Yeah, Marianne, where are you at? Oh, Ontario. Yeah, I know. We've been in lockdown since March. We as a family have just decided that we are just going to be very, very careful about who and where we spend our time. Gabby is getting ready to start her second semester of remote school. So she's been doing school from home since the beginning of her school year and ending out her last school year. Logan's been home with us for, I think, about a month or so. He's getting ready to go back to school in about 2 weeks. So he's been doing a lot of his classes from his dorm room. And we've just been working from home and keeping very, very minimal exposure to the outside world. And that's just going to be the way we're going to keep it until something changes for us. So I understand being in lockdown for sure. What is the name of your Instagram, please? So if you go to Instagram, I think if you type in my name, you can get to you can get to my Instagram channel as well, but I'm going to type it in here so you you guys can just copy and paste it, hopefully. So let me type this in here. I can't type and talk at the same time. Aging woman. So for today's Aging Woman underscores is how you can find me on Instagram. How can I not get the food for comfort to say this? Okay, how can I not go to food for comfort? I am to stay. I was doing really good. Then December hit. Okay, so what happened in December, Ellie, that made you feel like you changed some things? And then if you can tell me what happened in December, then I can kind of help you answer that question as well. Janice says, you're welcome for sure. Can you recommend an electrolyte that I can add to water during my fast? No, I cannot. I only use water during my fasting time, and I get all my electrolytes from it. I use a bottled water. So this one has all the things that I need in it. If you're looking for like mineral drops, there's one called, I think it's it's not called Calm, that's a magnesium. Just go on Amazon and look for like electrolyte drops. And there's all different ones that come up. Just pick one that, you know, is within your budget and one that you can get quickly, I guess, and you can add those to your water. The one thing that I do know about adding electrolyte drops to water is they affect you digestively, different than water that's already pre-measured out. So I think you have to start them slowly and then make sure that your digestive system adjusts to them. Magnesium is one of those things that if you take on too much too quickly can really cause a lot of digestive upset. It is a softener of your stool, so you can run into some issues with that as well. So just make sure that if you use drops that you read the directions and that you ease your digestive system into them for sure. But I only add magnesium, potassium, sodium, and calcium for my electrolytes, if that helps at all. Diane, what do you think about the fat fast, please? You have to tell me what the fat fast is, and then I can answer that one for you. Melissa, how do you know how many hours you should be fasting? I know everyone is different. However, how do you know what's right for you? So you know what's right for you when you start seeing and feeling the results that you were hoping for. So I fast, I feel my absolute best in every aspect of my life when I fast between 20 and 22 hours. Now, that doesn't mean that now as a healed woman, meaning I don't have to deal with any sort of health related issues. I don't have any weight issues. I don't have physique issues other than, you know, being a woman and wishing I had a perfect body. Like I don't have anything that I'm trying to undo or correct right now. So I can play around with my fasting window between 16 and 22 hours. I will always feel my best at 20 to 22 hours. So if I really want to be at the top of my game and on a level of 1 to 10, 10 being my best, 1 being, you know, not my best, if I want to be at a 10 in every aspect of my life, 20 to 22 hours is the window that I always shoot for, and I always get those results. So you have to play with it. And then when you get the results that you're hoping for, that's when you know you get the right window for you. Renee, I fell off the wagon due to getting a business off the ground and multiple trials and tribulations in my life during 2018 and 2020. I'm ready for a fresh start with intermittent fasting. Awesome. So Renee, my advice to you is use intermittent fasting to fuel your business and not deflate your business. So remember, intermittent fasting gives you mental clarity and focus. So starting a business requires mental clarity and focus, right? So your why for intermittent fasting is to be mentally clear, mentally focused, and energized so that you have all of that to start your business. Don't let your business be an excuse to not intermittent fast. So the mindset shift is using intermittent fasting to help you start your business and not allowing your business to be an excuse to not intermittent fast. It's just a change of words and mindset in your own brain. Ruthie, you look fabulous. I've been with you for 4 years. Again, you're living proof IF works. Welcome back. Thank you so much, Ruthie. I honestly can say going into my 55th year of life that I do feel and look like I'm at my best, and I am doing things that are most authentic to me. So thank you for saying that. And I always like to practice what I preach. So thanks for noticing. Hope, Keto Chow has fasting. I don't even know what that is. Oh, Keto Chow has fasting drops. Yeah, I would just go to Amazon. There are some name brand. I think it's called Trace Minerals, I think is one of them. Like I said, I don't use them, so I don't really like to say a brand because I don't have any personal experience with it. But I know a lot of women in our courses in our community use Trace Minerals. They get them right off of Amazon. Does drinking lemon water, milk, or tea break the fast? Yes, anything that's food will break a fast. Calories are not the thing that I want you to use as a determinant of whether you're breaking your fast or not. What determines whether you're breaking your fast or not is if you have an insulin response in your body. Most often when you feel out of balance or you're struggling to lose weight or you have mental fog and you have all those like signs and signals that things are not working for you, everything breaks a fast. Or what I like to say is consider everything breaking your fast. And why would you ever want to risk the benefits of being in a clean fasted state for something that's 10 calories or 5 calories or a flavor in a water? Clean fast and time and consistency will get you the results you want. Then you can play around with some things for sure. Let's see, Debbie, 20 to 22 hours fasting. I thought it was good at 16:8. It might be for you, Debbie, but for me to look and feel my best is 20 to 22. So I love food, and I don't like to limit food, and I don't like to limit the things that I like. So I fast longer and I feast well. So that's where the fast long, feast well, train smart comes in. I love food, and so what I found is for me to be authentically me, 20 to 22 hours whenever I can is the best approach. Like I said, it doesn't mean I do that every day, but only when I want to look and feel my best, for sure. Ellie, December is usually my favorite social month for fun, but not this year. So no social at all for me with California. It was on a major lockdown just for focus. So Ellie, that's what happened in December for you? I think that was the comment you had, is that you were just on December hit. Okay. So the thing to remember, you guys, and this is where we're really going to start focusing on mindset with intermittent fasting and not nutrition, right? Because when December hit, when lockdown hits, when a job stress happens, when a fight with your husband happens, when something goes on with your kids, if the only thing that you're focusing on is a diet mentality, then the diet mentality goes out the door and you revert to what your norm is under those situations. So if we practice intermittent fasting, being kind to our bodies, making food choices that allow us to look and feel our best, knowing what our limitations are, not using food to solve problems, not using food to cure boredom, not using food for all the things that it's not intended for, then when something happens, you do the norm. And if the norm is taking care of yourself, then it doesn't matter what happens. You will always put yourself first, right? So a diet is a short-term mentality. A food plan is a short-term mentality. Expecting someone else to tell you what you're supposed to eat is a short-term mentality. And when that person's not there to tell you and you don't know what to do and something stressful happens, you always revert back to the emotional decision-making and not the mental decision-making. And those don't always serve us well when we're in a bad emotional state. So just make sure, Ellie, that you are no longer using those as reasons for why it is that you don't treat yourself in the best way, for sure. Doesn't leave me much time to binge. Kidding, of course. Yeah, well, that's the benefit of 20 to 22 hours of fasting, right? That's when you have an opportunity to eat the things that really do serve you well, and then just close it out and you start again. So not that, I don't like to use the word binge because that's triggering for some people, but grazing or snacking just does allow an opportunity for us to have more choices to have to make. So I find that for me, that time frame, I think I fasted yesterday, 23 hours or 22 and a half hours or something like that. I ate one time and then I was done. I'm at almost 21 hours right now. I'm at 4 o'clock. As soon as we get done with this, I'm going to go work out and then I'll have dinner with my family and I'll probably end my feasting time and go into my next fast. So it really does become just what you do when your body chemically gets used to that, for sure. So your brain will keep you from fasting that way more than your body will, for sure. Doesn't leave much time for binging. Ellie, okay, I already did that one. Monica, let's see, for fat fast, I meant having some pure fat during your fasting window. Yeah, you can totally incorporate a fat fast, for sure. We teach that in our midlife mindset shift course. So if adding fat into your fasting window allows you to extend your fast, I say if you're intermittent fasting, then a fat fast isn't really anything that you should have to do to extend your fast. But anything beyond 24 hours, adding a little bit of fat in there is always that thing that just kind of helps take the edge off a little bit and will help you stay in that fasting environment longer without feeling like you have to quit. Tracy, I'm going to keep doing my intermittent fasting in the year 2021. I'm 157 pounds down. I know, girlfriend, you are doing so good. I am definitely proud of you, for sure. Debbie, do you find that working out while fasting works for you better than after you eat? Again, that's a chemistry thing, and everybody's body chemistry is different. So you have to find where you feel your best during a workout. That's like saying working out in the morning is better than working out at night. That's not necessarily true, just where you can work out the time frame in your day. So play with it in both ways. Generally speaking, though, fasted cardio usually is the most beneficial. and feasted strength training is what the industry standards are. But again, you might be different. And so you have to play with it and then see where you get the most benefit and where you get the best feeling. I can tell you my best workouts are when I'm fat adapted and I'm not utilizing stored sugars or past meals to fuel my energy. And I can tell you there were some days in December where I wasn't very fat adapted and I kind of had some storage from just eating more carbs than usual. And I wasn't feeling as energized during my workout as I do when I'm fat adapted. So that's really where that 20 to 22 hours does benefit me, because I do feel more fat adapted and I'm getting my energy from fat. Ange, I think it is. I started 16/8 intermittent fasting December 2020, and I'm getting used to it. With that said, how often do you need to check your weight? I don't check my weight ever. I could care less how much I weigh. I gauge what I'm doing based on how confident I feel when I get dressed, how well I'm feeling in my workouts, how my sleep is going, and how energized and focused I am with what I have to do with my brain. And if all of those things are good, then I could care less how much I weigh. What is your goal per week to fast 20 to 22? I kind of go with the flow. I would have to say, honestly, my goal is to fast 20 to 22 hours every day. Sometimes it just doesn't work out. I do live by the philosophy that you should also live your life and not, miss a memory making opportunity because you have a thought in your head that you need to fast a certain amount of hours. So I default to 20 to 22, and then I kind of adjust if something else in life comes up. And I often get to that 20 to 22, and then I never feel guilty if I go less because I've already given myself permission to do that. I heard brushing your teeth breaks your fast. Is that true? Yes, it is true for sure, because you are putting sugar alcohols in your mouth. You're putting flavor in your mouth, and it has been proven through scientific data that any sort of sensation of flavor or sweetness or an impending meal coming into your body sends a signal to your brain to start releasing chemicals for digestion. So if you're really serious about clean fasting and really reversing some things that you're not happy with your health, then I always recommend brushing your teeth with an electric toothbrush and no toothpaste. Susan, 2018 grad. Great to catch you live again. Would you mind sharing the website for getting the lab slips for blood work? I might be using the wrong email for you. I tried twice, thanks. My email gets flooded, so sometimes emails get lost. I don't really have one anymore that I'm working with. They've kind of come and gone. So I would just Google search independent lab work and see what kind of sites come up, and then just look around at them and then find one that looks like it's most comfortable for you, and maybe one that works with a lab that's within close proximity to where you live. So Susan, I would do that. Just Google search independent lab work and see what you come up with. Ellie, you're super welcome. Vicky, glad to be back in the new year with your webcast. Thanks, Diane. Happy New Year. Happy New Year to you too, girlfriend. I can't wait to talk to you tomorrow. Monica, you're welcome. And then Joanne, I'm new to your channel and I'm on a plant-based diet. Any thoughts? Yeah, enjoy your plant-based diet for sure. I always say you have to find the food genre that works for you. I've been plant-based, I've been carnivore, I'm pretty much dairy-free. I really am at my best when I'm gluten-free. I have just found, for me, I don't put myself in a box anymore. There's plenty of great benefits to every type of food style you decide to live by. So if that's working for you, I say that's fantastic, because that is a really great way to live if your body is getting the benefits from that. But I don't put myself in a labeled box anymore of how I choose to put nutrients into my body. I just really rely on the foods that allow me to look and feel my best. So any thoughts on plant-based diets? Is that they're fantastic if they're working for you, for sure. Okay, so I'm going to use that as the last question, because we're at it's 3:33, so we're 33 minutes in, and I'm really going to focus on keeping these down to 30 minutes. I appreciate everyone who left me a comment today in our live chat comment box. If you're catching this on the replay, I always ask that you please leave me a comment. Let me know that you've come through. Make sure you subscribed if you're new. Hit that like button. Share this with anyone in your community who you feel might benefit from this information. The more women we have in the community, the more women we can help, and that is really our ultimate goal with everything that we are doing here. If you haven't done so yet, please get on my email list. We are launching a new Intermittent Fasting for Today's Aging Women course in the next week or so here for our community members. we will be focusing on a lot of intermittent fasting and the mindset that we really need to adapt to make sure that we are successful with taking care of ourselves as we're aging. So I'm super excited to launch that for you guys in 2021. Have a great Monday. I'll see you guys back here at 3 p.m. Central Standard Time on Wednesday. And then on Tuesday at 1 p.m. Central Standard Time, if you want to join us on Instagram, I do live broadcasts there as well. We do that more of a lifestyle type of thing. We're talking about goal setting in January. I save those in my IGTV, so you can always catch those on a rebroadcast as well. I will see you guys on Wednesday or somewhere around the internet. Have a great day. And remember to fast long, feast well, and train smart.